Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ini mau bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Inggris, Pak. Ibu,
Kombinasi boleh.
campur-campur
Kombinasi.
ya. Prof.
Yes,
Aung,
siap.
can you speak Indonesian or Malaysian or English, of course? Kan? I saw your what's the CV. You had a lecture in IIUM. I thought you can speak Malay. Sorry, you can still mute, Pak.
Dr. Aung, you still mute? Dr.
You are
Aung,
still
you
mute.
still
Oh,
mute?
sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, previously I worked there in UAE. Yeah.
Oke. Baik, kita mulai. Mungkin pengantar dalam bahasa Indonesia, then I will introduce Prof. Aung in English ya. Baik, Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, Alhamdulillah pada kesempatan hari ini kita diberi kehormatan mendapatkan ilmu yang insya Allah sangat-sangat bermanfaat dari Prof. Aung ya tentang artificial intelligence, di mana kita ketahui bahwa artificial intelligence pada saat ini menjadi suatu tren yang mungkin ada sebagian orang yang menganggapnya bahwa ini adalah suatu ancaman, ya. Namun di sisi lain, artificial intelligence ini menjadi sesuatu yang sangat menjadi tantangan baru atau juga menjadi keuntungan juga untuk kita semua gitu. Oke, baik. Terima kasih kepada Bu Indi yang dalam hal ini mewakili dari program studi baik itu S1, S2, baik itu dari Fakultas Kedokteran dan bahkan nanti insya Allah akan membuka acara pada hari ini. Oke. Our speaker today is Associate Professor, yeah, Aung Win Tun. Sorry if I pronounce not correctly. Associate Professor Aung Win Tun, Dr. Aung Win Tun. He's the lecturer and Faculty of Graduate Studies in Mahidol University. And previously, he works in IIUM as Assistant Professor, Department of Basic Medical Sciences, Kuliah of Medicine, International Islamic University of Malaysia. And his education, he took his bachelor in Myanmar in University of Medicine, Mandalay. He got a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. And then from Mahidol University, he took his PhD. And he also has the supervision of the students in International Islamic University Malaysia. For example, here the title is the effect of coenzyme Q10 supplementation or on mitochondrial senses and neuroprotection in chronic cerebral hypoperfusion-induced neurodegeneration in rats, and also in Mahidol with the title Myanmar Cross-Border Patients Health-Seeking Behavior in China and Determinants in Decision-Making Process. Okay. There are several publications, mostly in his field. For example, here that published last year with some scientists with the title the generation of methylene blue using fly as a heterogeneous phantom catalyst, and also prevalence of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase or G6PD deficiency among malaria patients in southern Thailand, 8-year retrospective study. Okay, this is a very um, uh, yeah, distinguished study of Prof. Aung, and there are many publication of Prof. Aung. Oh yeah, I introduced myself first. Sorry, my name is Walasifa Aniniarti, or you may call me Ani or Iva. I'm from School of Nursing, yeah, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and the first agenda here now is giving speech later by Miss Farindira. Welcome speech from Miss Farindira, and then um, the topic, yeah, from uh, Mr. Aung, and then later we will have kind of practice, yeah, Prof. Aung, if I don't mistaken, practical, and then later we will have question and answer session. Okay, Bapak dan Ibu, let's open our uh, webinar today by saying basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then time for Ibu Farindira to give a welcoming speech. Ibu Farindira, time is yours.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, for all the guests and also Ibu Miss Walasifa as opening for this webinar. And thank you very much again for Dr. Aung and also the staff to present today. Actually, Dr. Aung has been as our collaborator also and as our visiting lecturer several times in Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. And this is the third time that Dr. Aung will give some webinar to us. Hopefully that this cooperation will be continue last long. Dr. Aung, thank you very much for your knowledge and your sharing always to us. And I just know that you also concerned about malaria, doctor. That same with me. So maybe we can continue with another collaboration for the research also. And without any further delaying for the time, I will stop this speech. And again, thank you very much for all the participants and also Dr. Aung and the team. Hopefully this today will be great for us to follow this theme for today, ChatGPT and other AI in academic and research project. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for introducing me. And I am great pleasure to share what I have learned in the previous years with my colleagues as well as to everyone here in the webinar. So first of all, I would like to say that I am not a computer scientist and I'm not a programmer. I am just a user. So I can share with you with the user perspective for this topic. And this topic is, as you know, that it is very rapidly advancing. And this is the fifth time that I share the topic. The first 2 times in Mahidol University and another time 2 times in Manly in Myanmar. So whenever I prepare to talk, I have to adjust or I have to update some information. And I have to delete some slides because there are new and better tools advancing every week or every day, right? So I want to update and I want to share, and the field is changing, I mean, with a very fast speed. So the maybe whatever I talk today may not be useful in the future, but it will be just like a kind of foundation that you will find another similar to or better to for me. Yeah. So in this case, that I would like to just share with my what I have learned and what I have what I'm using, I mean, currently right now, and which is suitable for the academic students. So in the next slides that I would like to talk about what I am going to say today. I will talk about what is generative AI, what it is, what is the limitation, and what are the strengths. Okay. And number two is the most important part. When we use generative AI, how we can make it prompt, because prompt is the most important part in the generative AI. And then I will explain for that. And number three is that because it is not a skill seminar, it is not a skill workshop, because when I talk, I will tell about I will talk about the like a skill, not only the skill, I mean some knowledge which is useful for all the academic. So number three issue will be ethical issue to use ChatGPT and AI in academic and research. So I will cover these three topics today. And so what is the generative AI? We usually call the words AI. AI is like everywhere when we open the news, when we talk about, like a website, or when we go to the Facebook, people talk about the AI. But there are different types of AI. AI is everywhere. Even you are watching a YouTube or you are scrolling the Facebook, AI is there, right? So they are like a kind of machine learning that do the record everything of our activity, our behavior, whatever we buy, they know it, right? But here I use the word generative AI. Why I use the word generative AI? Because the generative mean it generates something for us. Because when I talk back to, like, for example, like talk about the Google, you search in the Google, you search in Yahoo several years ago, whatever we search, they give the website. They don't give any other thing else. They give the website, and they give the most relevant website that we are searching, right? But for the AI, if we ask something, it gives us something, it generates something for us by itself. It is not like it, they are not giving the website, I mean, but they give the like what they generate by themselves. Okay. So it is the what we call in technical term, we call that they are the natural language. What does it mean by natural language? It is just like a human language that we are talking, right? And they have a capability to generate series of words. Okay, so this is what we call generative AI. And there is a one important point here. The second one is the machine learning model designed to predict the next word in the sentence. So this is a very important one, because when we think something or when I produce something, I have my brain, and then my brain generate the idea, and then this is like created in the mind muscle contraction, and the words appear, right? But for the generative AI, it is a kind of prediction, and they are trained with the several billions of words, billions of idea, billions of sentences. So they are trained for that, and they predict the second words in the second sentence. In this way, they are creating the new words. Okay, so this is, I will back to this issue. I mean, after some time. So we also need to know the limitation here as well, because these generative AI may not respond to everything. For example, like a cutoff date for the ChatGPT knowledge is the September 2021. And for the Claude AI, 2022, and the Bard, Google Bard has the up-to-date current knowledge. So this is the current cutoff date for the generative AI. This is important because when we are searching an article, journal article, or when we are searching an information in the internet for our research or whatever purposes, then we need to know the cutoff date, because whether we are in the updated or whether we are several years lag behind. But anyhow, it doesn't mean that 2021 doesn't mean that it is bad. It is like, it offer very very good and very powerful information for us as well. But just need to remind that there is a cutoff date as well. Okay. So these all AI, ChatGPT, BERT, Claude, everything, all AI have a limited capacity. They are limited to providing information based on its training data. For example, if I give them one book, just my feedback, my training data for them is, for example, like a one book, they will respond everything based on only one book. Okay, so right now, if I give them 10 books, they will respond based on only 10 books. But in fact, they are being training for billions of information. So that's why we don't know where the information, where whatever they generate coming from. They will not provide you the where the information is coming from, but they know that how they pick up. Okay. So when they come up with a thought or statement, it is not necessarily the original thought. It is something that is based on what they have been trained. If they had not been trained, they won't give you the correct answer. They will give you some information, but it may not be the correct answer. Okay. And they are trained with a so immense amount of data that, as I mentioned you, that the billions of data, several billions, not 1 billion, several billions of data, that it is very difficult to pinpoint exactly which data it used to create a statement. That's why when they create a statement, it is difficult that we cannot get the reference. We may not get the reference. Okay, so this is the limitation as a researcher, that we should understand this point, because they won't give you the where the data is coming from. For example, I'm asking about the moon. What is the age of the moon? What is the age of the sun? It will give you the very brilliant answer, but it may not give you the where the source of information is coming from. But if I ask, like, okay, can you provide a reference? It will give me the reference. But it used, like, the AI used so many amount of data to generate the answer for me, like about the moon or about the sun or whatever the information that I ask. Okay. So here I want to point out that the generative AI or ChatGPT, Google Bard, or Claude, whatever, they will not provide the accurate information. So that's why I do not take everything that they produce as a facts or correct. And output always need to be verified by human. So this is the step that I usually remind, my colleagues or my students, that whatever that the Gen AI produces, please check again. Do not send me as it is, because it may not be correct, and better not send, right? Then we need to check. It should be verified by a human. Okay. And they are just like, they provide a direction for us to think, okay, which direction we should think. It's just like, a kind of 1% and giving a suggestion for us, not like, everything correct information that they are providing. Okay. So like a human intervention is needed. The verification is needed for the all the whatever that these AI generated. Okay. So today I will use 3 AI tools, because there are several, but many of the AI are based on these AI tool. And then I hope that you already have an account for this, so that you can walk along with me. Throughout the webinar. And the first one is, of course, ChatGPT, and the second one from Google Bard, which is also free one, and the third one is from the Claude AI. So you can have an account for this, and then you can practice along with me, either all 3, or anyone that you are using. So for practice, we will share with you in the chat for the Zoom today. Please, we will share now the some file in the Zoom, that we will share information that to use as a prompt for that. Okay. Just a moment, we will share the file.
Teacher, I'm sorry, you are mute.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah. Sorry, we are sharing the full files, and then the full files that you can practice along with me. That these are the prompts and the file that supporting documents that we use in the training. I mean webinar, but you can just follow with me. I mean not just optional for you to practice or not. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes. It's ChatGPT now.
Okay. Okay, so the first one is what is ChatGPT? When you open the ChatGPT, you can ask what is ChatGPT. So for that, I don't want to answer for this. I asked ChatGPT who are you? Okay, so this is my first prompt. So I can say this is my first prompt. And the first prompt is who are you? I mean, it means that I'm asking the ChatGPT that who he is, right? So the answer, you will get the similar answer like that. I am a computer-based AI model created by OpenAI. You can think of me as a virtual assistant designed to understand and respond to text-based queries and requests. I don't have personal characteristics or consciousness. I generate responses based on patterns and information in the text data I was trained on. Okay, so there are several things that I need to emphasize. So number one is the language model. So that's why, most of sometimes, ChatGPT cannot, cannot produce image directly. If we want to create the image, we have to use another software, another one other AI model that we need. Okay. So, and it's a virtual assistant designed to understand and respond to text-based queries and requests. Okay, this is another thing. And most important one is that I don't have personal characteristics or consciousness. That is the difference with a human. Okay, so that's why, when it creates something, it doesn't have that consciousness. When we talk about as a human, when a human talk about something, we have a consciousness, we have empathy, we have like all kinds of emotion attached with our words. All right. But for ChatGPT, it doesn't have a personal characteristics or it doesn't have a consciousness. It will not create like a sad or emotion or whatever that they don't have it. They cannot feel. Okay. So they will produce whatever we ask in that way. Okay. So this is like important word for the ChatGPT. So in simple term, I can say that what is ChatGPT? It's simple. If we ask a question, it replies the answer according to trained data. So this is important. Okay, according to trained data. That's it. So this is a very simple way of talking about ChatGPT. So before we use GPT and OpenAI or any other AI, we need to understand the privacy policy. That this is a serious issue, and then if we don't agree, we cannot use. Okay, so this is just that's why this is personal and this is optional for everyone, that whether you want to use or you don't want to use. So ChatGPT collect all the information I listed on the left side. Okay, they know our IP address, they know our like if I put my credit card or my bank card, it will keep it, and it may disclose to other people if they need it for the marketing purposes, or our location data and so on, everything that. So we need to be aware before using everything. Okay, so this is also a privacy policy, and I will not elaborate. You can here you can check as well. Okay, you can check from the websites of the OpenAI. So my second talk on the prompt. Okay, what is prompt? So prompt is in fact most important part for all the generative AI. Okay, so what is prompting? It is a very developing field, and nowadays like there are several trainings like for taking a prompt and making a prompt. So what is a prompt? Prompt is any input, any command. For example, I asked a ChatGPT, write about the moon, write about the solar system. So it is a prompt. Okay, write about the solar system, or write about like the movie, or write about make a comment about the book or something. Whatever that I'm asking it is what we call the prompt. Okay, so prompt is an input, command, or instruction. This is called a prompt. So I will explain about this, I mean, little by little in the next slides. The prompt can be very, like, when I start using in the 2020, I think 2022, December or later, 2023, January, I asked simple prompt. Because at the time, I don't know that there are several types that we can ask ChatGPT. Okay, but nowadays there are several of the prompt, and you can modify the prompt. There are several of the prompt, and the prompts are like a I don't know what happened with the screen sharing. No, okay. So the prompt are like a single prompt or series of prompt. Okay, there can be, you can ask one simple question, or there will be a series of prompt, or there are other things like a prompt instruction and followed by the prompt. So I will give you the example one by one. So next. So when we ask something to the ChatGPT, we need to understand that when we ask very well, they will answer very well. This is the simple thing. Okay. So it is important to feed the ChatGPT the right information in the right way. That is the most important part. Okay. The better you are at the feeding the information, the higher value you receive in return. Okay. So if we ask the basic question, it will give a basic answer. So that's why, we need to craft well to get the output that we want. So we have to, we can craft very well, like we can craft for the, the generating computer program. We can ask for generating a novel. We can ask for generating a, how to say, marketing prompt or everything, whatever we ask. But the best way is that the best thing, important thing is that, how you will ask ChatGPT for that. Okay, this is a most important part. So for the prompt, as a prompt, there are several types included in the prompt. The first thing is the task. So in every prompt, there is a task. Task means that the command or instruction. Okay. By the way, that you can you can capture the screens, I mean, throughout my talk. Because it is I will use a website and everything, so I cannot share the slides. And so you can, but anyhow, you can capture the screen during my talk. Yeah. So the first thing is that, for example, like the task. The task means that it's a command or instruction. For example, write a paragraph about something. Write a paragraph about the moon, or write about the solar system, and so this is what we call the task. And the second is the context. When we ask something, we need to define the context. We should provide the example. Okay, I will give the example, I mean, in the next slides, because it will give you the example, and it will provide the framework. And when we ask something to the ChatGPT or any other AI, we need to ask desired format. What format you want? You want a table format, or you want a bullet points, or you can limit the number of words and so on. And also like a tone as well. For example, like I want to create a social media post, I want to create an Instagram post or Facebook post, or I want to write an email, which is very formal one, or which is like a classical English, or whatever tone that we want, we can include in the question for the ChatGPT. Okay. So this is the example. So this is an example of, for example, like write a short paragraph on Yogyakarta. Okay, write a short paragraph on Yogyakarta. This is very simple. This is just the task. Okay, so this is like when you see it, yeah. In fact, you can practice along with me. I mean, you can try with ChatGPT for all the prompts here. For example, like write short paragraph on Yogyakarta, or here I highlight in the second prompt, I change the prompt. Like write a short paragraph on Jakarta, highlighting its Javanese fine arts. If I ask like that, the first question, the first, how to say, the first prompt and the second prompt will be different. The first prompt is very simple, and it gives you all about Yogyakarta. So it may not give us like a it may not give me the how to say the answer that we want. Okay, so it will just give like write a short paragraph Jakarta. So it gives like everything about Yogyakarta. But In fact, I want to highlight about the Javanese fine arts. So in this case, in the prompt, I should add like write a short paragraph on Yogyakarta, highlighting its Javanese fine arts. And then again, in the next prompt, I limit again, write a short paragraph on Yogyakarta, highlighting Javanese fine arts, and limit your response to 150 words. So this is different. Now you see the difference. Because here I limit the number to the 150 words. So it gives us, like within 150 words, it will highlight the Javanese fine arts and Yogyakarta. So this is what I say, like, the tasks, not only the tasks, we need to identify like a context as well. So if we define with the context, it will give us a better version of it. Okay. So this is like another one, and we can practice along with that. Before practice, I will explain you. And you can see here like adding the persona. What is the best way to get fit? If you ask ChatGPT like that, it gives you several dimensions. It gives the answer to get fit in several dimensions. What is the best way to get fit? It will give us about the gym training. It will give us about the the diet, several way. Okay. But if I ask like that, acting as a fitness expert, tell me the best way to get fit. If I ask like that, it's different. The answer will be different. Now you can practice this one. For example, I will show you here. You can see here in the chat GPT. Okay, what is the best way to get fit? This is the first prompt. Okay, so when I ask like that, it gives us several information, like 10 information. Sorry, the screen sharing is dropped. Sorry, it gives us several information. So like number one is like a exercise, number two, strength training, flexibility, exercise, healthy diet, consistency, rest, and so on. There are several ways to get fit, right? But in the next prompt, I add a kind of what we call the persona. Persona means that the acting as a fitness, you can see it in the prompt that acting as a fitness expert, tell me the best way to get fit. So this is like another one, like acting as a fitness expert. This is what we call the persona. Okay, because here, it gives the answer on the perspective of the fitness expert. So if I ask like a medical science speaker, if I ask something like acting as something, then it gives us, and now you see here, you see the code, you see my answer, like number one is the assessment, goal setting, nutrition, exercise routine. So this is what I call like a fitness expert perspective. Because the question I ask is like as a fitness expert, tell me the best way to get fit, not general one. So this is what we call in the chat GPT as a acting as a fitness expert. Okay, we call the persona, acting as like a perspective of a people. This is like a perspective of a fitness expert. Okay. Okay, now next slide, and you can see another one. How can one learn a new language effectively? So this is without persona. Very simple, how to say, command, very simple prompt. But I act like acting as a language expert, provide advice on the best way to learn a new language. So you can try for that. You will get different answer. Okay, you can try for that. You will get different answer. This is what we call like acting as a language expert. Okay, this is what we call the persona. Okay, another example. This is interesting. And this is interesting, and this is like what we call that we can play with the chat GPT or other AI in various dimension. Now you see here, my first prompt is that simple, acting as an expert and skeptic who is well-versed in medical science, provide me a skeptical and detailed response for whatever I tell you. Okay, so this is like I am now trying in the chat GPT for that. Let's see how it answer. Okay, now you see this answer. acting as an expert and a skeptic who is well versed in medical science and provide a skeptical and detailed response for whatever I tell you. So here, how the ChatGPT answer. Absolutely. Okay, skepticism rooted in scientific inquiry is crucial in value fitness claim. So if I ask something, he will give me a skeptic response. So I ask the next question. Now you can see. Okay, so I ask simple thing. COVID-19 is caused by a virus found in bats. So let's see how ChatGPT answer. Because I asked ChatGPT that to give me a skeptical response. To give me a skeptical response, so it is giving me a skeptical response. You can read as well. Okay, while it is true that the virus responsible for COVID-19 is believed to have originated in bats, the exact pathway is still under investigation. And then and blah, 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 many things that, so it gives me a, like a, very skeptical response. Okay, so sometimes, it gives us like a very professional way as well. For example, like when you see in the second paragraph, while bats are known reservoir of many viruses, including coronavirus, it is important to approach this hypothesis with caution. Now you see the word caution because it is giving me a skeptical response, right? So because it's kind of like a reminding me that what I have to be aware of for that, so that's why, even a simple prompt can give us, very powerful response. Okay, so now I change the idea, and then I'm thinking that this answer is too difficult for explaining to my kids, who is like, for example, like 10 years old kids. So I ask again, simplify your response understandable by 10 years old kid. Okay, let's see. So now it gave me a response understandable by 10 years old kid. Very simple way. COVID-19 might have started from bats, but we are still figuring out exactly how it got to the people. Scientists are working and hard to understand it better. It's like solving a big puzzle, and we are still finding all the pieces. So this is like, suitable for 10 years old kids, right? So in fact, you can manipulate many ways to your prompt, and then it gives you the response, the response that you want. Okay. So now back to the slides. Now you can see the slide. The first one you see here, like acting as an expert and skeptic who is well versed in medical science, provide a skeptical and detailed response for whatever I tell you. Okay, so this is what we call the prompt instruction. And after prompt instruction, ChatGPT respond, and then next I give the my prompt. COVID-19 is caused by a virus found in bats, because I'm not sure whether this statement is true or not. For example, like I asked the ChatGPT that whether Pluto is a planet or not, right? When we were young, we learned that Pluto is a planet. But later in 2000 and something, they changed that Pluto is not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. Okay, so we can ask ChatGPT that what is how it responds to our question. Okay, and also we can ask to simplify respond understandable by 5 years or 10 years old, the layman or whatever that we want, that we can change the slides. Okay, next one. This is very useful as well. And we try like the first prompt is like generate a 3 months diet plan. Oh, 3 months diet plan. If we ask this question, ChatGPT will give us the full 3 months plan, which is very long and very lengthy. You can see here, okay, the 3 months diet plan. Okay, so let's see how ChatGPT responds. Like it gives us like month by month, week 1 and 2, week 3 and 4, for month 1, for month 2, for third month, and so on. So this is like, very detailed quite detailed for 3 months. Okay, but this is like, we can ask like that. But this is not helpful much because, when we ring it like, week 9 and 10, focus on hydration and mindful eating, drink plenty of water throughout the day, limit sugary beverage, like, and so on. This is like not working exactly for us. So that's why I changed to another prompt. Okay, let's see another prompt. In the another prompt, I crafted very well. You can see that I am a 200-pound man. aiming to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. And I cook 3 times a week. Please make a 3-month diet plan for me. So this is like suitable for me. Like I am a 200 pound and I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. And I cook only 3 times a week. So you can see that, it gives me like a week by week for 3 months. Okay. And even you can modify there what kind of dish you want. For example, you want like every week I want to cook like Indonesian food, or every week I want to cook like Thai food, and so on. Then it will give us like, the plan for like a week in, week out for the every week. And then you can modify like week 1 and week 2 and so on. Like, so that's why, you can see here my prompt, the topmost one. I am a 200-pound man aiming to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. So I have an objective as well. Because after having these diets for 3 months, then I rather should lost the weight. Of course, I'm not sure I lost or not, but this is like a kind of like a weight losing diet, right? And then I cook 3 times, so I just want 3 menu per week, right? I don't want to have everyday cooking, okay? And please make a 3-month diet plan. So I want to have 3 months plan. So this is like well crafted, how to say, prompt. So, this is like how you want to create a prompt. It depends on you as well. Okay. Okay, now let's see the slides again. So you see that this is like, comparing the 2 slides, okay? Generating 3 months diet plan. And then the second one is the very crafted prompt, okay? Okay, so now you can see the good prompt and bad prompt, okay? So now you see the second prompt, right about Jakarta. And if we ask like that, the AI doesn't know what aspect that it should emphasize. But if I ask like, the first question, describe the unique cultural aspects and vibrant street life of Jakarta, highlighting specific experience that you had during your visits. For example, I've been to Yogyakarta 2, 3 times, and I like, the stores and everything, the culture, heritage, everything. It's amazing. So I want to write something about that. So, the first prompt and the second prompt are really, really different. So that's why, everyone who understand English or who understand, any language can ask ChatGPT. But what it matters is how you ask the question. Okay, so the bad prompt is vague and lacks specificity. Now you can see the second prompt is a bad prompt. It's a vague, it lacks specificity. It's not sure what aspects of Jakarta to focus. It doesn't guide any context. And so, the result will not be good. Okay, so this is like, how the prompt are working. Okay. And this one, sometimes like, people have a mistake that people misunderstand that, okay, we can ask ChatGPT or AI like, exciting story. So I asked like, you can see here, I give it 2 prompt. The second prompt is like, write something about the robot, make it exciting. It doesn't mean that it will give us how exciting. It may not give us, the 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 true exciting story. I'm not sure we will get the good one or not. But when you look at the first one, imagine you are a tiny robot exploring a lost city in the jungle. So this is like, more creative. I am a tiny robot in the lost city of jungle. You see a giant overgrown temple with vines crawling in its wall, like, in the movie like Tom Raider, like similar to that feeling. What do you do? Write a short story about your adventure. So this is like, I ask on the perspective of tiny robots. So if I ask like that, it gives us a very, very exciting story about how the, tiny creatures, tiny robot feel in the jungle and saw the like a temple, like, and now you see the story like a once upon a time. And it's like, very adventurous story. And then the very innovative way. I mean, to ask, so this is like, nice one. And I tried this one for many times and in different time, different answer. But every time, it gave like a, how to say, adventurous story. Okay. So I asked simple way, like write something about robot, make it exciting. Now you can see the response. Okay. So it's about robots. Okay. Different answer. So that's why, what I want to emphasize is that, we need to craft the prompt very well, okay? So now this is like example that I'm showing you, okay? So the next I will show about the prompt instruction and the prompt, okay? And you can see here, okay, this is related with the research. Okay, now we talk about the research, okay? So here my prompt is simple. You can try with the ChatGPT or Google Bard or Claude. And my prompt is simple, research methodology, and suggest the strengths and weakness of the methodology of the research. For example, of course, when we read the research, we need to understand the strength and weakness. So I will give you the strength and weakness, how we can find with the ChatGPT. Let's see how we run it, and I open the ChatGPT. Okay, we provide this example in the chat already in the file. So you can see here my prompt. This study was undertaken to estimate the risks associated with screen time in children, parental supervision, and parent-reported cognitive development, blah, 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 and so on. This is like I telling the ChatGPT about my research, for example. Please suggest the strength and weakness of the methodology of the research. These are the method, and then I give all the methods. Okay, I put all the methods and copy and paste the method here. And then after that, just, okay, ask the question. Let's see how it answer. Okay, so this is my prompt. Okay, this is the answer from ChatGPT. So it gives me like a strength of the methodology and also the weakness of the methodology. You can see the strength of the methodology. They are full perspective that it is telling us. For example, like a cross-sectional study design and use of validated tool, inclusion of socioeconomic status, and parental involvement. So this is like, it is giving me the research that I uploaded, right? So that, it is a strength. And now you see the weakness, sampling bias. Okay, this study sampled parents for only 2 kindergarten schools in that place, which may not be representative of the broader population. And another one is self-reported data, limited scope of cognitive assessment, cross-sectional design limitation. And this is the weakness of the methodology. Okay, so ChatGPT have a powerful way to tell us strengths and weakness, right? So in this case, what important is that they will give us whatever we ask. They will give the answer whatever we ask for, but it is our duty whether it is true or not. Okay, but at least if I ask like that, I know that, oh, there can be sampling bias. So I read again for that paper and whether there is a true sampling bias or not. Okay, and or I read again for whether like a limited scope of cognitive assessment or not. Right. So what kind of cognitive assessment that they are using, that I can check all this kind of things in the research paper back. Okay, so this is like, this is how to say, like in a bullet point, or like, in a like listed format it giving us. Okay, and then sometimes, we can ask the answer in the table format or bullet point. Okay, so this is like, okay, you can do, for example, please explain in table format. And then, so let's see how it construct a table format. Now you can see the weak strengths and weakness of that article, like in a table format. Okay, so this is like a very clear and easy way that to get the answer back from the AI. Okay, so I'm back to the another prompt, and then this time I will tell you first thing something before we try. Can you recommend a similar article to this article? So I have to put another article, okay? But this one I should try in Google Bard, because the Google Bard has up-to-date information. ChatGPT may not have up-to-date information. So I try in the Google Bard for that. Now you can see here, and I have an article, and I want to ask, can you recommend similar article to this article? Because I don't know that article and I don't know details, but I want to know similar one, and I'm searching. I want to look at it. And then so I put something here, and then I ask that prompt. Okay. Then ask the Google Bard. Let's see how Google Bard responds. Now you see that there is a Google Bard response. Okay, Google Bard responds in very, very nice way. The first thing is a similar in topic. The second one is similar in scope and methodology. because I asked like give me a similar topic. So it's kind of like grouping what I mean by similarity, similar in scope, similar in methodology, or similar in topic. So Googlebot respond like that in very, very nice way. Okay. So this is like, powerfulness of the Googlebot for that. And in addition, Googlebot has another advantage. Another advantage is that Googlebot can provide 3 response for us. For example, like when we go here, view other draft. So when we look at it, view other draft, there's a draft 1, draft 2, and draft 3. So it's like, it provides the answer in various way. Okay. So this is like, the way that Googlebot responds to us. Okay. So, but anyhow, whatever the response that it provided, the human is important to check whether it is true or not. We can check back. We should not take whatever everything coming to us as correct. Okay. So in the next slide, okay, and another one. So this was like, I will not practice here, but you can try as well. Like, sometimes, we have a very long prompt. For example, like I'm analyzing the Excel data. When I analyze the Excel data, there are so many, for example, Excel file is very big. And then in this case, I use this prompt. I'll give you the information separately, and you can keep it without replying to me. And when I say done, please make, and I ask the question. So I give the Excel sheet, or I give the, like a very long paragraph to the ChatGPT or Googlebot, and then one by one, and so on. And in this way, like, I can ask the question like that. Okay. And okay. So the next, I want to explain something. And the prompt is like, I am providing you with the 3 research article. This is like, this is a Google Cloud. Google Cloud. I'm not sure you can use there or not, because in some country it is not available yet. It is still rolling out. I think that you can use it, but I found out that in Myanmar, in some country, we cannot use it. But it's in the trial phase. So, but anyhow, you can use using the VPN or something. So here I ask something. I will tell you the powerfulness of the Claude AI. Because in ChatGPT, in the free version, we cannot upload the file, right? Because ChatGPT free version is ChatGPT 3.5, we cannot upload the file, but in version 4, we can upload. So in the free version, we cannot, but in Claude, even the free version, we can upload the file. So this is the advantage. So at the content, you can see here, I'm opening the Claude AI, the 5 file, maximum 5 file, and then I can upload like 100 meg. So I'm uploading the file, 3 files right now. Okay. Now you see that the files are uploading. Now you see that like I'm providing you with the 3 research article. Please do not respond till I complete. Okay, now I upload already. And next, like, okay, let's see that what it will done. Thank you for providing those research article. I will wait you have finished sharing before response. Okay. Okay, next. Based on the file 1, 2, and 3, what are the take-home message, and write a brief summary in bullet point. So this is my second question. So I upload the file. You can upload up to 5 files per time. Okay. In fact, we can upload many files, but in each time, 5 files maximum. Okay. And then based on the 3 files, I ask them like a summary of all 3 files combined together. So here I asked about I asked about something about screen time and the school children. So I give them 3 files, 3 different information. And based on the 3 different information, I asked a summary of all 3 files. So here are the 6 key takeaway from the 3 research article, higher total screen time, blah, blah, and so on. So it gives like that. So whatever file that we can upload, we can get the summary, or that we can give the website, and that we can ask for the summary or whatever that information that we want as within a quick time, then we can get it. So this is like how powerful the Claude AI is. That this is the beautiful one. I mean, Claude using Claude is like we can upload the file, and in fact you can upload the graph or the table as well. You can upload the graph or the table, and you can ask to interpret. Okay, but anyhow, whatever the result it provides, human should be checked. to verify. Okay. So in the next information, so I will move a little bit to the another dimension. And this is just like a prompt that I made last night for because I'm talking to the people in the Yogyakarta. So I asked like a simple prompt with the kids playing with the balloon and then the landmark of the Yogyakarta and so on. So it creates like that. Okay. So I will share with you another things. And right now, like uh I used a different platform, Microsoft Edge. Okay. So in the Microsoft Edge, you know that the Microsoft Edge is all from the if you are using the Windows computer, you can easily use the Microsoft Edge. It is built in, or even you are using the Mac, you can use like a Microsoft Edge as well. Okay, so right now, what I want to tell you is that, for example, like I have this one is the Microsoft Edge. Okay, so in the Microsoft Edge, I open the one website. I open one website, and then I will ask some question about this website. In fact, I'm uploading the file about the uh, uh, one research article. Now you see the research article. I open in the Microsoft Edge. And I open the PDF file. Okay, I got the PDF file. Okay. Okay, now I have a PDF file, right? You see, and this is a research article, investigation of the effects of COVID-19 on different organ of the body. Okay, we have everything here, like the all the the how to say the article is about what the article is about. So I open on the top right corner. Okay, top right corner. I click that one, the blue one. You can see the blue one. You can practice along with me, but you need to have a Microsoft account. Okay, and then I click that one, and then I ask the question. Okay, write a summary of this article. Okay, let's see how it answers. So now the AI is reading the content of my article that I opening. Okay. And now it gives me the answer. Here's a summary of part one of the article, title and so on, and it's like author, whatever. Okay. So like in this way, like I can ask the whatever the question that I want. For example, like suggest the strength of this review article. Okay, so here right now it cannot give us the answers because it's like the how to say the 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 file is like PDF file. So I again change to another one. Just a moment. Okay. Okay. So now I open the file. Sorry, I better use another one. Okay. So now you see that I open another file, and this is like a phenotype and prediction of long-term physical and mental cognitive COVID-19 sequelae 20 months after recovery. This is blah, blah. This is a very long file. So I'm asking there, can you suggest the methodology of this article in 200 words? So if I ask like that, okay. So it is giving me the answer. I'm waiting for that. It is touching your page information. Okay, now you can see there on the right side that it's reading, and now it's generating the, okay. So now it's giving me the answer, right? So here you may have the question that why I don't use ChatGPT. I cannot use ChatGPT or I cannot use Google Bard in this case. If the article is from the public database, for example, like as a research students, you have like, you open several times like a PubMed or the even Scopus we cannot, but for the PubMed data are open to everyone, right? But it is in the database. So the ChatGPT or the Google Bard will not access and will not give you, but only this one is like a Microsoft Copilot, and then if read our article from the database. For example, this is from the Nature database, and this is, you can access, you can open anywhere. But you know what it does is that, like, you know, you can see here, like, okay, it gave me the answer. I asked the question like, can you suggest the methodology of this article in 200 words? So this is like a methodology in summary. Oh, I asked another question, suggest the strengths of this article. So this is my second question. Suggest the strength of this article. Okay, wait for a while and he will give us the answer. Okay. Okay. So this is the strengths. Number one is a comprehensive assessment. You can see on the right side, it covered 27 symptoms from 5 organ systems and used both self-reported and validated scale, sequelae cluster, large sample size, long follow-up period, and so on. This is like, you know, strength of the article. And also it give a limitation as well. We can ask limitation or lack of control, self-reported symptom, selective bias, cross-sectional design, and so on. So this is like, you know, it gives us, you know, I mean, in very first way, you just open the website and in the Copilot on the right side, you can ask the question, how simple, how easy that we can do it, right? But I am not telling that this is whatever they give us is the correct one. But I'm telling that human intervention, human verification is important. So as the next question I asked, please suggest, you don't need to add, please suggest take home message from this article. So I'm asking the take home messages. Okay, let's see what is the take home messages. Okay. So the article reports finding of a community-based cohort. And so this is the, you know, take-home messages it provides us. It's like, you know, if we want to know as a summary, we can just read the take-home messages. Okay. And again, I will tell you that what should be the follow-up project, follow-up research based on this article. Let's see how it answer. Okay. So now on the right side, you see the some possible direction to follow up. Impact of COVID-19 vaccine on long-term sequelae, mechanism of long COVID-19 syndrome, optimal intervention on different sequelae cluster, and so on. This is like a kind of, it gives us the idea, and you can ask more and more as well. Okay, so whatever that you want to explore more, you can ask for that. Okay, this is like how it powerful. Okay, and then you can ask for the methodology, you can ask for the strength of the even introduction, the way they write, English style, and so on. So we can upload the documents and then any website link, and we can ask for that as a summary. Okay, just symbol like you know, on the right side. Okay, so along with that, I have a question for you all. Have you ever tried ChatGPT or other AI? You ever generate a photo? um, I think that some of you have already familiar with the creating a photo using the AI. So right now, there is a easy way, like we don't need to pay anything. For example, the best thing, the good one is the Dolly. We call the Dolly. Dolly is the paid one in the OpenAI for the creating an image. But we can use this one to create an image. For example, like right now, I want to create an image, make an image of a smiley boy sitting in front of what university, and he's wearing a hat, t-shirts, and jeans. Nearby is some book piling up, and his t-shirts is also have the logo UMY. The composition should be white and blue. And so this is the thing that whatever you want to add, you can add. So I want to ask to create an image. So I ask, can you make an image? Sorry, spelling error. Can you make an image? So I ask, let's see how it responds. Okay, so it say that it will create. Okay, I asked okay, now you can see that I asked the prompt like make an image of a smiling boy sitting in front of the word university. I'll try to create that. It's now creating. Now you can see that you can wait a while, but I am sure it is less than a minute, right? You can get the photo. Oh, now you get the photo. You can see here the image, right? So this is like an image that you can get it. Even in fact, you can just put whatever you want, and then you can try for that. So this is the first image that we created. Okay, the second one, whatever that you want, you can get it, right? Okay, or else, next one, or else, like that. So this is like, you can get an image, and you can ask for the composition as well, like a beautiful one, or the one that suitable for you. So this is like, how we construct a prompt. Now you can see the prompt here. Make an image of a smiling boy or smiling girl sitting in front of the word university, and is wearing hat, t-shirts, and jeans. And nearby is some book piling up. His t-shirt also has the logo UMY. Composition should be white and blue. So that you can adjust anything, and you can ask to create. But maybe we have to create more and more. I mean, to get the one that the desired one that you get it. Okay. So it is like, the simple and easy way, the cheap. In fact, we don't need to pay anything, just need an account from the Microsoft uh, Edge, and even you can work on the mobile device, then you can get it right. So this is like a the easy way that we want to get it. Okay, so you can make it any prompt. Okay, you can play with any prompt, and then you can try to create that for that. Okay, you can download this one, and you can use as a logo or anything. Okay, so this is like easy way using the Microsoft Copilot. So just open the Microsoft Edge, and on the top right corner you have a Copilot, and then you can ask the question. So this is the way that you can play with the Microsoft Copilot. Okay. So for the next, I will share with you another one, and I will continue my discussion. Just a moment. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, you can see here. Sorry, I haven't shared yet. Oh, can you see the slides? Okay. So that I am talking already about the Microsoft Edge browser and the Bing chat, and then you can try in the mobile device as well. So now I move my talk a little bit to the other tools, okay? Because we talk a lot about the ChatGPT and Bard and Claude already. So here I will highlight you about the literature review. So because literature review is like, the most important part to go for our part. So I will start trying with the Elicit, and I will share my screen for the Elicit, and just wait a while. Okay, so Elicit, you just type in the I use here right now, I use the Chrome browser, Elicit. So I am in the Elicit website. So I recommend to use Elicit. In fact, because we are familiar with the Google Scholar to find the paper that we want. Google Scholar is very familiar and it's very good, in fact. And we have been using for many years, right? It is released for several years already. It's good. But LSS is now, another dimension, and it's mind-blowing as well. Now, this is the LSS. It is free for everyone and to use as a basic one, and it is enough for us. I mean, for example, right now, I open the LSS, and then I have a research question. I want to do the research about screen time, okay? Screen time on mobile and cognitive function. For example, I have a research question that I want to know about the screen time and how far we spend the screen time, and then our cognitive function. So I want to know about this. So I asked just this one. And it is searching in all the academic papers. Okay. So Elicit has this capacity that it is asking, it is using all the paper. Oh, so right now, you can see that how it shows. So my topic is screen time on mobile and cognitive function. So it gives a summary of the top 4 paper. Now you can see here, right, you see, this is the top 4 paper. In fact, there are more than 4 paper. There are several paper that it show the results. Some are like 2022, some on the 2023, 2020, 2019, and so on, okay? And more than that, the difference with the Google Scholar is that it gives us a summary of the article, top 4 paper. For example, I can just top 8 paper, right? Here right now, it gives us top 4 paper. So it gives us like research on the impact of screen time on cognitive function, children, adolescent yield, mixed result. While some studies suggest proper screen time use can have memory function, others cautious, blah, 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 and so on. So it's give us like a summary of the issue that I want to learn. I want to study. Okay. It summarized like a bus paper. Here right now, I don't like the way that it answers. So what I can, for example, like I want to change something. For example, if I want to change something, I like a most relevant, or I change to most recent. I change to most recent. So here you see the 2023, 2020, 2020. So in this field, like a 2023, 2020, so it gives us the article and so on. And also I can get the filter. For example, I want to know only the review article. So I just click the review. For example, if I want to get only the meta-analysis, I just click the meta-analysis. For example, like I want to click only the review. Let's see how it goes. So now, like you can see here, impact of screen time on children development, cognitive, language, physical. So this is like, sorry, a moment. Elicit, screen time, and cognition function. Okay, I click. And then now I add most relevant to most recent. And then I click the filter, like a review. Okay. So if I click the review, it shows only the review article, most recent review article. Okay. Or else, if I add the filter like a meta-analysis, it gives the meta-analysis save. Review and meta-analysis. So let's see how it goes. So now you see that this is the, the 2022 impact of screen time on working memory function on children and adolescents. Okay. And also this is an abstract summary. And also you can find like a, the method, and you can add any other filter on the right side, like a main find. You want to know the main finding, you want to know the outcome measure, or you want to know intervention effects, limitation. Okay, I add the click limitation. So it gives the limitation of each article. Okay, so now you can see that if it can extract the limitation, it will show here on the right column. Okay, so now you see that there is a limitation. Okay, this is an article on the left side. Okay, this article on the left side, effect of screen exposure on young children, cognitive development. On the right side, most right side, you see the limitation. Okay, because I add the word limitation. Okay, so you can add filter in that way. Many filter, you can add filter, you can sort many way, most relevant, most recent, most cited, and so on. That's the way that you can filter and add limitation as well. And previously, we can export these results to the CSV file as an Excel file. Well, right now they ask the money for that. We have to pay some money. But anyhow, it is still like, for that, till that one, we can use as a free for that as well. Okay, this is like, how Elicit is, helping, to find the literature that we want. Okay, so, and we can make like easy filter for that in the Elicit. Okay, so this is Elicit. You just click Elicit and you can use straight away. Okay, we don't need anything. And another one is another powerful tool is the size space. You just type size space. Okay, SCI-SPAC. You can see here like a size space. Okay, you just type size space, and then if you haven't used before, it will ask you to add as a Chrome extension. So now I already added as a Chrome extension. You can add as a Chrome extension. Chrome. If you're using the Chrome, you will be familiar with the Chrome extension. So you can add as a size space as a Chrome extension, and then it will show you. In the extension box. Okay, here right now. So I go back to the Google, or I go back to the ChatGPT or anything, and about the, whatever the information that I want. So I ask again, I relate with the size space, because I added already as a how to say, in the Chrome extension. So you can see here. So I ask some question. Okay, can you suggest some idea for research about screen time on mobile and children cognitive function. You can include previous research or include previous research. That's it. Yeah. So I asked ChatGPT. So this is like ChatGPT answer for me. Okay. So for example, like I am reading something here, or I am reading anything in the website, and then long-term effects of early exposure, content type and cognitive outcome. Okay. Screen time guideline adherence. So for example, like I am not sure what does it mean. Screen time guideline adherence. Investigate whether adherence to screen time guidelines, such as those recommended by. So I want to know about this. So I highlight it. I highlight. You see here now. I highlight everything. The line. I want to know what does it mean by adherence. So you can see here. Once I highlight it, you can see this button asks. It shows because I install SciSpace already. Okay, it shows SciSpace already. So I click ask and click explain. On the right side, you see the one chat box automatically. So what happened is that you see here now the yellow one. The yellow one is the one that I highlighted because I don't understand what does it mean by that yellow one. Screen time guidelines and adherence. I don't know the what, anything, for example. Investigate whether adherence to screen time, I don't understand. So that's why I highlight and just ask size space that what does it mean? This is also another AI and it gives the answer. Highlighted this refer to investigation whether people follow recommended screen time guidelines set by the American Academy of Pediatrics. So this is the explanation to the words adherence. Okay, in technically. Okay, screen time guidelines are recommendation provided by blah, blah, blah. And then it explain adherence refer to extent to which individual actually follow or comply with those guidelines. So, it gives answer everything. We don't need to, go to open the dictionary and we check everything. Not that way. So like it's like a very simple way that it gives us the answer. Okay. So now this is like you see on the right side, this is this from the size space. And also in the size space, you can also ask any other question, write your question here as well. Okay. Anything you can ask the question. Okay, literature review. And then so I click the literature review. So now I am in the size space and then I click the literature review on the button. Search or ask the question, for example, I want to know about climate change and coastal erosion. Click. Now we are still in the size space. So I asking about the climate change and coastal erosion. So it gives us, top 5 paper. And in fact, it gives us 10 papers. Yeah, climate change and coastal erosions. So this is also another one. In fact, I first knew Elicit for several months ago, and Elicit is really powerful that as I mentioned, but right now, I mean, this is also another one, SciSpace, another one. So, it's like similar to Google Scholar. It gives us the article that we want. For example, like I want to understand about the climate change and coastal erosion. So it gives us, like that. Okay. Then you see the article about that, and then you can make like a more filter. You can add the filter like year. Okay, last 3 years. So I add the filter. Okay, so I add the filter and then I add the keywords. For example, what keywords that I want to include in the results. And I want the journal or conference. I mean the article nature from. I want the article from only the nature, or I want the article from the different article. So several things that we can make a filter. Okay, so this is like how it gives us the answer. And then we can also export the file as a CSV format as well. Okay, and if we want to do open access, we can just open the open access like that. Okay, so this is the how powerful SciSpace is. And in addition, it make us a summary of the top 5 article as well for the topic that I am asking. Okay, and one more thing I will tell you about the SciSpace. Again, I click the word SciSpace here. Now I am in the SciSpace and I click the word SciSpace here. Now the literature review, I can ask the question that I already asked about the, climate change and the coastal erosion, and I extract the data from PDF. Oh, this is like amazing. So extract the data from PDF, it means that you can upload any PDF file here. You just drag to upload any PDF file and ask the information about the content of the PDF. So it is like, when we read the PDF file, when we have the PDF file, we are difficult, like, opening the file and so on, blah, blah, many things. But this one is really powerful that, you just upload the file, PDF file, and then you can ask the question. Okay. And also it has the paraphrase as well. So it gives like, whatever you write, you can ask for the paraphrase as well. I'm not telling that this is the best one, but it is powerful. And as a, AI, because they are the AI, we human have to verify whatever the output that it produces. So this is like how we can use the size space. Okay. So now this is like, I explain you the two tools. That number one is the ChatGPT. Number one is the Elicit, and number two is the SciSpace. And now we are back to the, slides. Okay. So the last thing that I'm talking about is the ethical issue, and time is running out. So for the ethical issue, this is also very important because now you understand you will find several tools as well. How ethical that we are using all these tools, and I will discuss about this. So beware that generative AI can assist in creating the research efficiency. Definitely, you now see that it is powerful. It should be treated as an AI assistant and not a substitute for disciplinary knowledge expert. This is very important. This is the message that I want to give to the students, that they are not a substitute for the disciplinary knowledge expert. Okay, it can give wrong information or even hallucination. Hallucination in the AI means that the information is not there, but it just create something for us. For example, I asked a reference for the ChatGPT, and ChatGPT give me the references, but I can never find such reference in the website. Never exists before. So this is like, it give what we call the hallucination of information. So that's why we need to be careful that they are not substitute for any human being. They are not a substitute of disciplinary knowledge is part, but they give us, direction to think as well. Okay. So this is, I would like to highlight as well. So when we prepare that, when I have to tell you a summary, like, we need the proper crafting of the prompt, it depends on how we craft the prompt, and don't accept its suggestion blindly. You are smarter than it is, right? Because we are human. And double check any content it generates, okay? And its idea are generic. Use them as a starting place and not a replacement for your own. That's why I tell you that when we talk about the limitation or strength of the article, they are the starting point, not a replacement. Because academic, we need the training. We need to use our brain to get a training. Right. So that's why, for that, we have to train the students for that. But this is just like, like our companion, helper, helper for us. Okay. So, and responsible use, and always careful about the ethical issue and plagiarism. So plagiarism is very, very important, and it is a serious issue. Okay. So now there's the issue of the plagiarism. I want to discuss about this. So let's see that what does it mean by plagiarism? So all of the following are considered plagiarism. Plagiarism is a serious crime in academics, right? So all are considered plagiarism. The first definition is very important. Turning in someone else's work as your own. For example, someone writes something, and then I say that this is what I write, and I publish that this is what I write. So this is plagiarism, blunt plagiarism, okay? Or copying words or idea from someone else without giving credits. Okay, this is also plagiarism. So we copy something from ChatGPT and we say that this is my assignment. We copy the essay from ChatGPT and okay, this is my essay. This is totally plagiarism and we cannot do it. We cannot do it. But the problem is that we cannot ban as well. I don't see that any way that to effectively ban all the AI in the academic cannot, right? So, but we have to be like using ethically, responsibly. This is more important, okay? And this is like, that's why we need to understand the plagiarism as well, okay? So if you ask generative AI something to write and copy and paste and pretend it's written by your own, it is plagiarism. Simple. That's it. Okay. So this is like, very, very simple words that I can say. So can someone be checked? Yes, of course, the tenant in can check. There are several of the, AI checker nowadays, and this is like from tenant in. You will be familiar with the tenant in, like, tenant in is a plagiarism checker. And nowadays, tenant in new version can check the AI content as well. Okay, tenant is now new detecting technology that is able to sniff out AI generated text. So it can know that, okay, this what is written by the AI or not. Okay. So before we go to the Tenet-In, because Tenet-In is a paid one and it is better supplied with the university. So in Mahidol University, we have the practice that all students are required to check their thesis before submission, and this is a requirement must for every graduate students. But before we go to the Tenet-In, we can check easily with the ChatGPT as well. Sorry, GPT-0 as well for the whether it is written by AI or written by human. So now we opening the GPT-0, and then you can just put some words here, and then we can check there whether it is written by AI or not. Okay, so we have a one paragraph written. So this paragraph, we check the paragraph with whether it is AI or not. Okay, let's see. Okay, we upload already, and then the scan test. Okay. Oh, it showed the results. So the results say that 97% probability the AI generated. Okay, 97% AI generated, and human just 2%. And then like you see here, like the green one is a human 2%, and then mixed like not sure like 2%, and then the AI is 97%. So it's like in fact this paragraph, of course, I generated using AI, okay, and just tried with it. So it detect easily that if we just copy and paste it's like no, we cannot write like that. You will fail in the exam like that, because you can easily check with the GPT-0 with that. Okay, so because we in the future, all the university will have to adopt this kind of checking things, and otherwise there can be the like a danger of like a copy and paste things, like not only from the website, but generated a new version for this as well. Okay, but anyhow, I mean that we have a way to check in the GPT-0 as well. So I will check another one. Here I check another text. You see here, like, okay, this is like one paragraph, and then I scan the text and then the check. Okay. Now you get the results. So this is written by human. Of course, this article was written by my colleagues, and we have published, I mean, some 10 years back. And this is written by human, and the human 95%, mixed 5%, not sure, but in fact, it is written by human, and AI 0%. So this is like, we can easily check, like, for whatever the paragraph that we have it, and then we can easily check with the GPT-0 for that. Okay. Okay, so this is like AI content detector. There are several other contactor as well. You can Google it, and then you will find a better one or similar one as well. So now, like some university are trying to how to integrate the AI usage, and how to acknowledge. So and this is that I want to say as an example from the UCLA. UCLA say that the acknowledging the use of generated AI. The UCLA student conduct code state that unless otherwise specified by the faculty member, or submission, whether in draft or final form, to meet course requirement must either be students' own work or must clearly acknowledge the source. Unless instructor indicate otherwise, the use of ChatGPT or other AI tool for course assignment akin to receiving assistance from another person. So it means that if we ask ChatGPT and copy and paste everything, then they think that this is the receiving assistance from another person, and raise the same concern that work is not the student own. So this is like fully clearly say that, okay, this is like they already know that this is like not written by you, written by someone else, like ChatGPT or other AI. Okay, this is a kind of like a plagiarism or academic misconduct. Okay, so this is from example from the UCLA. I tell you another example from Monash University from Australia. So Monash Library and portfolio of the deputy dean and blah, so recommend, they recommend that we need to acknowledge the use of generative AI. We can use, they don't ban it, they don't ban it, we can use, but we need to acknowledge the use of AI. And we need to acknowledge, and we need to describe very detailed how we use it. Okay, so in the next slide, you can see that how they are recommended. Like, so I just want to show as an example, like, how serious they are about this. I acknowledge, for example, like, as a student, if I use AI, I have to tell that I acknowledge the use of, and I have to tell, like, inside the AI system, to what purposes, okay? And the prompt use, and even I have to mention the prompt that I use. The output from this prompt was used to generate and what paragraph or what idea, and so on. This is like, we sincerely acknowledge that we use it. We don't need to pretend that we use it. For example, like I use AI for many of my purposes. I use it. But important point is that how we acknowledge it. Okay, for example, like this is like I got from Monash University, and from this website that as a reference I show here, I acknowledge the use of ChatGPT to generate material for background research and self-study in the drafting the assignment. I entered the following prompts on 4 January 2023. And this is like a prompt. And then this is the output is for use generated AI, adapted and modified for the final response, that how I use it. So this is like, example that, we need to acknowledge. This is like what I want to say is that we have to acknowledge, and we have the limit, we have the boundary that between the, just copy paste, or just simple prompt, or just copy paste, or just how professionally that we using. Okay, so this is like sorry, this is in Thai words. It's the announcement from the Mahidol University as well, but the principle is that we have to use technology responsibly and ethically. This is like what we were told by the announcements, and because technology is out there, and then we can use it with the responsible way and ethical way. Okay. So I have this is the final 2 or 3 slides, and then I want to wrap up everything. So that I still believe this one, that this is Karim Lakhmi, is from Harvard Business School. He's a professor, and say that the AI won't replace human, definitely, but human with AI will replace human without AI. So this is like, I believe this one. I believe the statement, because in a workplace, it is very effective and very powerful. For example, like when we generate a marketing campaign, for example, you want to make a marketing campaign, and I tell the staff that, okay, please prepare the marketing campaign for 3 months. Stuff will be difficult, preparing for the 3 months for the marketing campaign. I tell that you don't need to repeat every week. You have week by week marketing campaign. So in this case, if the staff have a sufficient capacity to ask the AI how he or she can do the marketing campaign for 3 months every week, then he's better, I mean, in the efficiency than those who doesn't use the AI. Right. So that's why, it's everywhere. Like I say that it won't replace us, but human with AI will replace human without AI in every way. So because we have it's like quick helping for us, in a very busy world, that it is needed for us as well. Okay. And this is the article that, in fact, this is like a little bit dimension for my talk today. We use the article, we use the ChatGPT, we use like a Google Bard and so on. It's very powerful that you learn already. And for example, but most of the time, for example, like if someone use email, for example, like someone send me the email, and then my friend sending me the email, and I know that how he write, how she write, and what is his prose, and how this like compose a paragraph. But suddenly one day, it sent me the email, which is very formal way, or which is very like, the word choice and everything, like I know that this is from AI. So how will you feel? For example, I'm sending you the email, and in a familiar way, you know that how I write, right? We are friends and we write email, email exchange for frequently or for work purposes. But I copy paste everything once I know that I can create email from the ChatGPT, and I copy paste everything from the ChatGPT and send email. So it is not a nice way that we communicate, right? It is not everything. That's why I want to say that these AI are good, but it's not everything, right? So we need to know the limit as well. And this is a research from the UK. And I just read a few days ago. It is about, when the article is interesting, and the generative AI enhance individual creativity. Of course, this is true, right? Because when you use it, you know the value of this, but reduce the collective diversity of the novel content. And this is a research article, and I think it's a preprint, still preprint, but you can find this article in the website. So what I want to say is that ChatGPT may not create another Shakespeare. ChatGPT will not create another, Paulo Coelho. So it's just like, it is good, but it may not create a new diversity. Okay. For example, they are writing one novel. If you ask 10 times, it gives you 10 different answers. For example, even a single prompt that we put together, for example, we have audience of like 200. All 200 people put the same prompt, we got 200 different answers, right? But all these 200 different answer will give similar theme or similar content or similar style, right? So that's why what we say is that reduce the collective diversity of the novel content, okay? It enhances the creativity, of course, but, it may not create another Shakespeare. It may not give you another, very out of the box thinking, right? So this is like what I want to conclude my talk. Thank you so much for joining. And this is like, beautiful one. This is not copy and paste. This is generated from the AI from the Microsoft Edge. Yeah. So it's a beautiful one. And then the color is very craft, very precisely. And then I give a prompt like, Javanese art from the Yogyakarta and so on, then long prompt. And then I got this one and I love it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Aung. It was a very fruitful presentation, and I'm sure that it give what different insight of the using of AI. Sorry, there's some books out there. So now is question and answer session. Maybe one or two questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I will try to answer. I mean, I say that I'm
Okay,
not very smart, but at least we can discuss here.
okay. Thank you. Oke, Mas Faudian kayaknya ya. Raise hand, please, Mas Faudian.
Okay, glad to see you again, Bu Iva. Okay, I want to ask one question only to our respectful speaker. Sir, do you have any experience to talk with ChatGPT intensively in one session? I mean, we just open one session and then in ChatGPT, and then we ask many questions with various topics, and then can we set ChatGPT to understand our mindset or our what is that? Yeah, something like our preferences, our preference answer that it can be continuously provided by ChatGPT in the future. Okay, thank you.
Oh, well, so for that, okay, so this is like, very, very good questions and very important one as well in my understanding. Yes, because if we ask the ChatGPT and then we tell that what are we want, what is how we feel, what are emotions and so on, and then we ask the question in the same, the same block, right? So for example, like I have a question, several questions, I put answer, I give a opinion and I give a comment, and then a ChatGPT reply back and so on, going on like maybe like 50 or 60, conversation, right? So in that, it knows that who I am. How my feeling or what I want. But once you close it, and then when you open a new chat, it will not affect it. It won't take from that part. Because they say that they won't bring our idea, our emotions, right? So they won't cross, different chats. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Because this idea I come from for example, I upload the file in the cloud, and then I upload, for example, like 2 files, and I ask the question that based on this 2 file, please answer. So it's continue answering based on this 2 file only, right? But I close the chat and then I open another chat in the cloud, and then I ask different things, but similar question, but it won't give me from based on that 2 file. But that 2 file is in another prompt and another chat, right? Like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, then Mbak Putri, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Actually, good morning, Professor. Actually, I've wrote my question in chat, but you have explained about the plagiarism, but my question is, I use a lot about the ChatGPT for proofreading, but the idea is original from me. So is it included in plagiarism or not? That's my short question. Thank you.
Okay. So this one is currently like the trend nowadays is that the proofreading, for example, like a proofreading, we have a company before, like some native speaker is doing the proofreading for the English, right? So we send the company, and then the company we pay some money, and the company proofread for us, and we submit to the channel and publish. But we just acknowledge that, okay, it is proofread by the native speaker or proofread by that company, something like that. So similar to that, we are using ChatGPT for just proofread. So you can acknowledge it somewhere, or you can tell the journal that the idea is generated from us. All the research are by human, by us, but the final proofread done by using the generative AI, something like that. Then whether it's allowed or not. But because I saw some article coming out already with the proofread by the AI, proofread by the ChatGPT and so on, like a open acknowledgement, and this is allowed. This is not the plagiarism, because this is like we are getting assistance from the English expert, like that.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. Have a
Okay.
good day.
Thank you.
Maybe another two questions. Okay, Mbak Yulia.
Thank you for the opportunity. I will be short. I have a short question to Mr. Ong Lim Chun. What is the difference between free AI and the paid AI? For example, if we pay for ChatGPT or Elicit, will the answer or result will be the same or not? What is the difference between paid or free?
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Okay. For the Elicit, the advantage is that you can you can download all the response as a comma separated value or PDF file, and you have some additional features only. So the free version is still okay. And when I talk about the GPT 3.5 that we use today is the free version, because and I ever tried GPT-4, which is a paid version. And when I try like that, it is not different in terms of the response. But when we add the prompt, GPT-4, the paid version, you can add the longer prompt. But even like free version, we divide the prompt and we put whatever we want. So it doesn't matter. And like whether you use GPT-4 or GPT 3.5 free version or paid version for the, how to say, the response. In my opinion, response is the same, and I ever try for that. And again, then what is the advantage of GPT-4, I mean, paid version, which is like $200 per month? And it is like, in fact, it is good in the sense that it have other app that you can use more efficiently. But this is only when you need it. For example, when you create a photo, we can create a photo with as I mentioned, the bin, Microsoft Edge with the photo. But we can create like a paid version of ChatGPT. We can create a photo with the DALI. So what I found out is that the photo created by the DALI may be sometimes good, but it's not always good. I mean, when compared with the created by the Microsoft Edge, because Microsoft Edge also used the GPT-4 version as well to create a photo. And so these two are like, I don't say that if for the purpose of creating a text, no, it don't give you different results much. The free version is sufficient. But for the paid version, you have other advantages, like you're linking with the DALI or linking with any other, how to say, app like that. Canva, for example, or generate a video like that.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Okay. And is there a question? One more? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think there are no more questions. Bapak dan Ibu, Alhamdulillah, we already have knowledge or very what fruitful information about the AI, and the use in our works, especially in writing and also in research. So hopefully we can implement it in our works later. Then before we close our webinar today, we take picture together. Would you like to open your camera, Bapak dan Ibu? Okay. Baik. There are eight dari okay. One, two from the first page, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, I will send it to my colleagues first. Okay, then the second. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. The third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ada bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu yang banyak nggak open cam nih. Masih ada beberapa lagi. Bentar Bapak Ibu, sabar. Oke, 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 alhamdulillah. Oh, ternyata ada yang terbuka baru. Sebentar. Ada yang baru buka. Oke, baik. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Telah selesai. We already finished our meeting today. Yeah, thank you very much, Pak Aung. We call Pak, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Pak Aung. Hopefully next time we can meet offline. Yeah, and hopefully you come here next
Yes.
time.
Sure, I
Visit
probably will come in
Yogyakarta.
the 1st to 7 March in Indonesia, but still we are planning.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
if confirmed, I will tell you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We'll be in
Yes, of
Jakarta
course.
as
Please
well.
come
Yeah.
to Yogyakarta, UMY.
Sure, sure.
Yes, please,
yeah.
Dr. Aung. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Bapak dan Ibu, let's
Thank you so much. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Then
Yes.
let's close our meeting today by saying hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Amin. Baik, untuk PowerPoint nanti insya Allah akan kami infokan lewat admin Pasca ya. Terima kasih sekali atas kehadirannya dan mohon maaf atas segala kesalahan dan kekurangan. Saya akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you
Terima
very much,
kasih,
Dr. Aung.
Mbak.
Thank you para peserta, Bapak Ibu, matur suwun sangat.
Ya, terima kasih.